I'm Eric Nelson for CCX News out here at River Park in Brooklyn Park, where the mighty Mississippi is spilling its banks. And joining us now is Whitney Clark from Friends of the Mississippi River. And Whitney, always good to see you. What's going on here as far as flooding?
Good to see you too, Eric. Well, it's interesting. The river's bigger today than it was yesterday or last week. We've had a relatively dry spring, but it's good to see that the river's still popping up from time to time. We were worried earlier in the year that this could have been a flood of record kind of year, very, very high waters, and we haven't seen that yet, thanks to this slow, gradual melt we've had this spring.
All right, we have this COVID-19 pandemic, Whitney. People want to get outside. They want to be doing the right thing in regards to the river and the environment. What can you do even though you have to keep your social distancing?
Yeah, well, you know, one of the things that we're doing now is canceling all of our spring volunteer stewardship events. And so people are contacting us and asking, you know, if we can't come to an event to pull buckthorn or pick up litter, what can we do? And so if people go to our website, fmr.org, they can have access to a whole bunch of opportunities for things that people can do during this Earth Month that can actually help the river, help their community. So some of those things include organizing your own litter pickup. And I want to emphasize here, you don't have to go down to the river to pick up litter to keep litter out of the river, because as you know, all of our storm sewers that drain our streets throughout the Twin Cities, almost all of them drain to the Mississippi River. And so if you're picking up litter on your street, keeping it out of the storm drain, you're probably keeping it out of the river too.
Good advice. And April is Earth Month. Now with this COVID-19 lockdown, people are just, want to get out more than ever. This can be therapeutic. There are trails up and down the river. It's a good chance to, as long as you're keeping your space, get some fresh air and get out of that house.
Yeah, absolutely. How fortunate we are to have the great Mississippi River and all of our amazing parks and trails along the river, especially during this time when, a lot of us are cooped up inside most of the day. We can't go to the office. We can't do the things we're normally used to doing. We can't go to the gym. And so to be able to get out into nature, to reduce some of that anxiety, work off some of the pressure, it's pretty special. And there's a lot of studies that show that exposure to nature is a way to improve your health, and especially during these kind of stressful times, we're hoping the river is providing some of that to people.
And a lot of folks getting out in the yard. They're going to start putting down fertilizer, grass seed, things like that. Be aware of what you're putting down on the grass because it does run off into the river.
Yeah, and again, if people go to fmr.org, our website, they can access lots of information about what to do in your yard, in your garden, to help protect the river and other water resources in your community. So things like being careful when you're putting down fertilizer, not using fertilizer or pesticides if you don't have to, installing rain gardens or rain barrels around your house at your downspouts to reduce the amount of water that's coming off of your yard. And another thing that people are asking a lot about now is, how can I improve my gardens or my plantings in my yard to improve pollinator habitat? Something that a lot of people are concerned about, and there's information about that on our website too.
All right, thanks so much. Whitney Clark from Friends of the Mississippi River. Again, we are here at River Park in Brooklyn Park. Ole Miss is spilling its banks, but we're staying dry. I'm Eric Nelson for CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.